Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Titan and I am a Filipina living in Stockholm, Sweden. If you have seen my very first video, you're probably wondering what has happened to me. I have disappeared on the face of YouTube for quite some time. And the reason being is that during the time that I was filming my first video, I was pregnant and I got a job soon after that. So I decided to focus on those two things, and now after a few months of giving birth, I feel more well-rested and adjusted. So here I am again. I actually got a lot of messages from you guys. A lot of you slid into my DMs and I'm so thankful for all the support, the comments, the love that I got from the first video. I really appreciate that. And basically the most asked question during the time was, what is the visa process that I had to go through coming to Sweden? So today I decided to talk about that. So if you are interested and you're still here and watching, let's go ahead and get started. I've decided that I'm gonna split this conversation in two parts. The first being this video, I will talk about the first two visas that I have, and the other one would be about the Sambo or the partner visa, because it's a little bit more complicated. It's a longer one, and I can talk to you guys also about the process of the interview, the requirements, and stuff like that. So the first visa that I got was actually a visit visa, and it's also considered a tourist visa. So now, what is the visit visa? The visit visa is a type of visa that you get when somebody is invited to Sweden. So it could be someone you know, family member, or work, or boyfriend, or a girlfriend. So that's what I had, and I had it for 3 months. And the second visa that I've had was a student visa, and that is under the other studies category, and I had that one for 1 year. A lot of people come here thinking that applying for a visa is quite swift, but that is not true. It is a complicated process. It doesn't matter what type of visa you're applying for. You know, Sweden is going through a lot of visa applications right now, and you're gonna be at the end of the queue. This experience of the visa process is just mine. It's a personal one. So I'm in no way a professional. I don't work for the immigration's office, and I don't know anyone from the immigration's office. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt and do your own research as well. So the first visa that I applied for was actually the student visa. So I got accepted into a makeup instructor program in Sweden. So I was going to be a makeup teacher in a school, and I knew that I needed a visa because it lasted for a year. So keep in mind, a student visa, it doesn't mean that they're going to give you a visa if you're a student in a short course or something like that. No, the course has to be minimum a year. There are two types of student visa, and one is a student visa for a university program or a master program, and the second one is a visa for special studies, other studies, like for example, if you're a doctor, if you're a researcher, or if you're like me, for example, what happened in my case. If you say that you want to go to Sweden as a university student, you can't just apply for a visa without being accepted in a school. It doesn't matter if you say that, oh, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get accepted. You gotta be accepted in the school. You have to have paid for the tuition fee, so that is pretty crucial. So I applied for that. I fixed all of my requirements. I remember they asked for the application letter that I have, the application form. I sent them the acceptance letter from the school. I have an insurance because it's required. You're supposed to have insurance that covers your stay in Sweden. A bank account details, because they will want to know how you're supposed to provide for yourself, and details of where you're gonna stay in and how you're gonna be living in Sweden. Even if everything is written on the website, I called the migrations office and asked them how long the process will be for a student visa, and they told me it's gonna be about maybe 1 to 2 months, 2 months being the maximum. I went on with my application. After a couple of months, you know what, I thought, I was working at the time in Qatar, so I thought, okay, I'll just resign, because I thought I was gonna go to Sweden, but that didn't happen. So that actually started fucking up everything. I resigned from my job, and I felt that, oh my god, what am I gonna do now? I kept waiting and waiting. 3 months, 4 months, 5, 6, 7 months have passed, and I haven't heard from the migrations office. I was getting a little paranoid as well, because the school rector or the principal of the school that I was accepted in, they've been sending me messages on email and asking like, am I still interested in doing the course? What has happened to me? Am I still alive? And of course, I wanted them to know that yes, I really want to go to the course. And so I went to Sweden and decided to pay them a visit. I applied for a visit visa so I could stay a little bit more. I knew that I needed to go to the migrations office because I can't just let it slip that they told me it's gonna be 2 months, and it has been more than 2 months. So I went there and I asked them, hey, what's going on? Do I have a case officer? What's happening? And they actually told me that no, I don't have a case officer yet, and they told me that there's an influx cases of asylum seekers in Sweden, so the queue is quite long. So they don't prioritize any case, comes on a first come first served basis. Keep in mind the migrations office is a very small office. It's only a few people working there. They all have to divide the cases between them, and not everyone works as a case handler. Actually, some of them review the case, some of them works as a case handler, some of them approves the case, and some of them interviews people. So it's pretty complicated. So you gotta keep that in mind when you're applying. And yeah, so I did. I went there and I asked and I told them, you know, I'm here on a visit visa. Is there a possibility that you can look into my case because it has been wrong information given to me? And I explained what has happened, and they said, you know what, actually you can stay in Sweden while waiting, and you can wait for the decision here. But when they're about to make the decision, the person told me you're supposed to leave Sweden, just I guess to protect the state, that if you get denied, you're not in Sweden. So I agreed and I said, yeah, okay, so I stayed. But at this point, I want to tell you guys that don't do this. If ever you're coming to Sweden on a visit visa and you have an open application case, it's not allowed to wait here. Actually, that was wrong information anyway, and that situation, because I stayed, fucked up my case in the end. To cut the long story short, I got denied in the end. So yes, it sucks, and that's why I'm telling you guys, don't overstay. And if, for example, you really need to stay, ask for permission at the immigration's office, ask for approval. And that's what I had. I got an approval from them. After a year and 1 month of waiting, I found out that I got denied. Actually, when they were about to make a decision, I went to Norway. I also asked them if I should be going home to my home country or can I just be outside Sweden. And they told me that they don't care where I go as long as I'm not in Sweden. So I went to Norway, and a couple of days after, I got the decision and they told me that I got denied for reasons that is, to be honest, mind-boggling, because my whole case is typed. It's pretty legit. All of the requirements I've sent, I had the application from the school, I have the acceptance letter, I paid, I had money in the bank, I had insurance, every single thing I had that they needed. So there's no other way for me to think like, how are you gonna deny me if my whole case is legit? I'm coming here as a student. So for me, it felt like a punch in the gut, if you understand what I mean. It was like, I felt that it was unfair. The reason why they denied me was because they didn't believe that I was gonna go to school for real. Like, why? Honestly, that's what it's written on my denial letter. And they said that because I overstayed. But then the whole point of that was it wasn't my decision. I got like an approval from someone at the migration's office as well. So at this point, I felt like, you know what, I gotta defend myself, and you actually have the right to an appeal. So I did it. So my first important advice to you guys is, if you ever go through this situation like I have, if you got denied, if you ever get denied, I hope not, file for an appeal. It is your right, and use that, because it has turned around for me because I decided to file an appeal. Now, if you're wondering, okay, you don't know how to write an appeal, to be honest, I didn't know either. And I seeked help from lawyers, and to be honest, they were quite expensive. I spoke to about 4. It felt like they just needed the money, and they were like giving me all the information that I already knew. So I decided to write my own appeal. So if you want to know how I wrote my appeal, I just decided, you know, for every single sentence in a paragraph that they wrote in my denial letter, I had like a sentence to debunk that, to explain to them like, no, that is not okay, that is not fair, that is not true. So my appeal letter was 11 pages. I think it goes to show that, yeah, oh my god, hate me. So in the end, after a few months of waiting for my appeal, after I sent it, the court ruled in my favor after 2-3 months. So that was the best thing, because I knew that I had the right. So the court believed me, and I got a visa for 1 year. Yes! After that 1 year, of course, I knew that I had to apply for another visa, so I decided to switch to a Sambo Visa. But that conversation is going to be on another video because it's also going to be long. So to get into more detail, when I applied for the visa, I did it online. So a lot of you guys are wondering if you can do it online or you can send it through paper. So a lot of people have told me that it's faster to do it online, but apparently in the end we found out it's the same, the time takes the same. But if there's anything, it's important that you are outside Sweden when you're applying for the visa, because if you're applying online, actually, you won't be able to apply if you're inside Sweden. There's a question there that, where are you now, blah, blah, blah. After that, I never got an interview. I don't know if you're supposed to get an interview, but I never got one. And when I left Sweden, a lot of people are asking also if I did the CFO thing, the seminar. To be honest, I didn't. I had no idea that I should do it, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying you should ask if you needed to do it. I think now it's required. I'm not sure. Leaving Sweden, actually, they never asked me anything at the immigration. They just look at my passport, they ask me, where are you going? And at that point, when I had a visit visa, I first went to Norway. I said, oh, I'm just gonna go around Norway, see Scandinavia. They never asked me anything more, so maybe I was lucky at the time that never grilled me, that the immigration never grilled me, but be prepared for your answer, bring the documents, bring the papers if ever you are approved. So where did I do my biometrics and where did I get my card? So all of them I got in Sweden also. So I don't know if that's so much helpful because I was already here. I know a lot of you guys have to pick it up at the embassy in Bangkok. I don't know that process anymore because I got everything here, I did it here. If there's anything that I learned from this case is that I learned to actually, manage my expectations. I think I'm a little bit foolish in the beginning thinking that, I'm gonna get approved, like it's gonna be quick, it's gonna be fast, but none of everything that I thought happened. So my tip to you guys is manage your expectations because every single case is different. Like, it took longer for me. It took even longer for some people. I've heard of stories, people waiting for 2 years or more. Some people got it for 8 months, so you never know. Another thing that I want to tell you guys is you gotta make sure that your whole application is honest. Mine was actually legit, like 100% honest. Everything that I said there was what's gonna happen. I had proof of everything, but still I got denied. So what more if you have a hole in your case? And people in Sweden, they're very, very smart. You can't fool the law and they know what they're doing. Just make sure that when you're coming to Sweden, keep your intentions clean and correct and honest. If there's anything that I missed or if there's anything more that you want me to talk about, you can just write it down in the comment section below. I really appreciate all the love and support that I get from you guys, and I'm excited to make more videos for you. And I'm thinking of also doing vlogging. Are you also interested in that? I'm not sure. I'm not a pro at this, but I'm gonna try. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching, and I hope I see you guys on my next one. Bye!